आपने बिजनेस की शुरुआत कैसे की?
So actually, my dad, Sanjay Agarwal and Vijit Singh, they were friends and they started this business almost 20 years ago when they launched this brand called Sirca in India. So it was the first time that they launched a few coatings in India. So they were the first. They made the first company to launch Sirca as a PU brand in India for the first time. So the first few years were actually quite rough, and the journey was quite tough, and we call the journey as the journey of patience. Why? Because nobody was aware about this high-end PU coatings, and everybody was using the traditional form of polish, which was known as NC and melamine. So it was tough, and only those people who were actually exposed to the global exposure and to the Italian pressure, they started to use our material. But we got the breakthrough when actually Asian Paints launched their PU in India for the first time. So when they launched, they did the mass marketing and everything, and they went to every contractor, every consumer, every dealer. So people started knowing about PU, and that was the time when we got the breakthrough, and people accepted our PU because our PU was in terms of quality, was the best, and we were at that point of time quite available in terms of the availability of the material and the technical support. So this is how our journey began, and we started our operations having our head office in New Delhi, and then we opened our branches in Bombay and Chennai. And starting from 2006, when we made this private limited company by the name of Circular Wood Coatings Private Limited, the 4 years were the years where we increased our distribution network and created a decent retail sale in the northern parts of India and a very good sales in OEMs in the west and south part of India. Now, recently what happened, the big brands like Asian Paints and Arolex, they started also to import the Italian wood coatings. So when they started to import this Italian wood coatings, the market actually started reacting in this way, and then and the market is starting to use for everyone. So in year 2013 approximately, yes, when they tied up with a brand called Reynolds, this was the time when the demand of the Italian PU coatings also started to increase, and that was the time when we thought, like, now if we have to create the brand, we have to go in a big way, and we have to to create the brand, complete the kitchen of the product, and that is why we decided to enter into the manufacturing agreement with Sirca, so as to complete the city of the product and also manufacture NC melamine in economical PU, which at the moment we were not doing. So our journey, as I told you, made us more than a trading company to a technical support providing company. Our job actually started when we sold the material to contractor or OEM. So when we used to sell the material, then our technical team used to help them to achieve the final finish, the desired finish that they want. So this is how we created this brand as a preferred wood coating partner for the contractors and the OEMs, majorly in the northern part of India, and now slowly moving towards the south and east and west in terms of retail.
What are the USPs of your company?
So, as I told you, the USP with the Sirca majorly has remained that we have always believed in the quality. So we have always provided the quality products. We have always promoted those products which are healthy for the environment and for the person who is using it. So means that all our products are lead-free. So we also promote the healthy coatings like waterborne coatings which are 100% food grade and EN 71 certified. Then our major USP of our company has been in providing the technical support. So all big furniture manufacturers actually at this moment are using our material being priced even more than the other competition in the market because of the technical support that we provide. Because our product is quite technical. Now, if it's summer, it behaves in a different way. If it is winter, it behaves in a different way. If the level of humidity is high, it behaves in a different way. So it is all about providing the technical support to the people who are using our materials so that if they have knowledge of the problem, we are able to solve in time and help them to achieve the finish that they actually want to.
What have been the major achievements of your company?
So as I told you, the achievement started as our company marked our presence as the first company to launch PU in the market. Then we became the first company in 2007 to launch the wood fillers in the market. At that point of time, the people were only using that local chalk mitti and mixing the fairer in it to fill the nail holes. For the first time in India, we launched the product called wood filler, which was ready to use to fill any nail marks or holes in the wood. Then we became the first company also to promote the waterborne coatings for exterior, which we launched in the areas of Himachal and Punjab, and where we gave the guarantee of 5 years for the protection of wood for the exterior use.
How much strong is your brand?
What?
How much strong is your brand?
So brand in terms of the recall value in the retail, they are quite strong in north and share almost the majority of the share of the Italian PU market. So if we talk about starting from Delhi NCR to Punjab to Haryana to Himachal Pradesh to Uttarakhand, we have a strong recall value in terms of the PU brand. Yes, in terms of west and south, yes, we are actually present less in terms of the retail value, but quite strong present in the OEM. So, but the brand recall value actually is created from the retail, so we have a very, very strong recall value in north and east part of India.
How do you look at the opportunity?
How?
How do you look at the opportunity?
So the opportunities actually are very, very high because we see that this industry is actually just started. So the growth of this industry has just started. So just for an example, brands like Century Ply and Green have just added one more manufacturing facility for the MDF and the veneer. So wherever the MDF and veneer is going to go, this polish that brand Sirca sells has to go. So if the wood industry is increasing at a rate of 30%, which we expect after the statements of Green and Century, obviously the coating industry will increase in the same way. And people like Godrej, Apoorv, which were till last year were mainly using the laminates and the sunlight, has strongly moved towards using the PU and using PU as a USP product for their wardrobe, kitchens and office furniture, where actually we see that now these companies, big furniture manufacturers, are actually competing with the brands like Molteni and Polyform, which are the top brands in Italy.
What would you like to say about quality R&D and innovation?
So in terms of quality R&D and innovation, Sirca Italy is the only brand in the world which is actually making resins also with the wood coating. So it is the only wood coating brand which actually also manufactures resin. Otherwise, any other wood coating brand in the world buy resins from the third party like BASF or Dow, but so that is why they have the strongest of the R&D department and the formulation department, which has helped us to have an edge in terms of the quality with the competitive brands. And this strong tie-up with Sirca in terms of the manufacturing and technical know-how agreement in future will also help us to achieve the best quality products which will be made in India for the future.
What would you like to highlight about your team?
So in terms of team, we have the oldest of the people this wood coating industry now. So the senior technicians that we have on board now are the ones which are with our company since it was incorporated. So the technical head and the technical director have an experience of more than 15 years and is being trained every year with the technicians of Italy, and he's been training the team from last 15 years, and that is why each and every salesperson, so at the moment we have almost 66 salespeople which are not only the salespeople but actually techno sales. So each and every person has been trained by this senior technician, Mr. Sunny Bhardwaj, who is actually helping us to for the whole team to provide the technical support. So our team actually is not only the sales and marketing, but it is actually techno sales team. So each person is worth providing the technical solution to each market that he looks after.
What are your financial strengths?
What are your
financial highlights?
So the financial highlights, as I told you, we had a good increase in the top line sales and the revenue starting at FY 15 to 16 and 16 to 17, as I told you, when the Italian coating market started increasing after the after the brands like Asian launched Italian CU, and we have maintained a good EBITDA and PAT in terms of FY 16, 17, 18. And after this manufacturing coming in flow, we almost expect to double our sales by the FY 19, 20.
Who are your blue chip clients?
Hello?
Who are your blue chip clients?
Who are your?
Blue chip clients.
So the top clients.
Yeah.
So the top clients, if we talk about in the western part of India and market, we have the toppest client by the name of Indoline Industries. So Indoline, they are actually the manufacturers of kitchen wardrobes and furniture, and majorly are exporting to the Middle East and Dubai. Then we have East Kitchen Plains in Pune. Then we have Alsor Interiors, who is in New Delhi. Then we have Spacefood Furnitures, who are in Nagpur, and people like and Godrej are coming as our top clients in this year.
What are your expansion plans?
So in terms of expansion, as I told you, we are going on both the verticals, vertical expansion and horizontal expansion. So the company is doing it simultaneously in terms of expanding its distribution network and having its presence in all the places around India. So for example, we have after the GST impact in last year, we have opened 4 new branches comprising in Noida, Guwahati, Bangalore, Surat, and now also in Ahmedabad, which is helping us to capture the retail market very strongly. And secondly, this manufacturing facility, which will be ready by the first quarter of the next financial year, for which the land has already been purchased and the construction is in full swing now.
What is your message for the shareholders?
See, the company has always believed in making a brand of Sirca as a preferred book coating partner. So we actually are not a manufacturing or a trading company. We are a brand. So we always wanted to make a brand and provide a technical support. So till now, we don't have a manufacturing unit. Also, we are doing trading, but it is not only trading, it is also technical support that we are providing, which has always given an edge in the market. And besides this, the promoters of the company have always tried to make the company as the most stable company in terms of the numbers. So as our main criteria was to always maintain a healthy EBITDA margin, and also in terms of the financial history of the company has always been debt-free. So it has never taken debt and always worked on the equity and had always the maximum of the cash approvals to meet its needs of working capital and expansion.
How do you foresee the future?
The future is actually quite bright, and this year only we are expecting almost a 35% increase in the retail, in the trading business, and obviously the manufacturing effect will start coming from the next financial year. And in terms of the future, we have seen people like Godrej who have set up a plan from which it is expecting to cater the middle and the middle high class furniture market, and it's almost expecting more than 1,000 crore business out of it, where we have almost signed an MOU where we will be the service and the material provided to Godrej. So the future seems in terms of the PU coatings quite bright, and our company is the only company who is equipped with the products of the future, which is called as waterborne, which we see 5 years down the line that the people will start moving towards the waterborne coating.
Any other important point you would like to share?
More or less we have covered all the points. The only thing that I would like to share is that the manufacturing facility that is coming in this project, we have signed a contract on 1st January 2018, will help us not only to sell in India but also to export to India, also to export to Sri Lanka, Bangladesh and Nepal. Means that on 1st January 2018, we have also signed a contract with Sirca, wherein we have got the exclusive rights also to sell in Sri Lanka, Bangladesh and Nepal, which these three countries together almost have an equivalent demand of PU that India has. So this will always give us an edge to increase our revenues and also the EBITDA margin in future, because we have already hired distributors in this region, and we are getting our facility to get into full swing so that we can start export to these countries immediately.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks.